Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you're playing college football 26 and you are getting scorched on defense, you can't stop those crossing routes, you can't stop those corner routes, you can't stop the option, and you're just getting beat badly, this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to show you all the new defensive features that are available for you, and I'm going to show you exactly when and how you should use them based on the situation. So if you're struggling on defense, you're in the right video. Without any further ado, let's jump in. The first thing on the defensive play call menu is you're going to see your formations, but you're going to also see packages below, which means that you can actually take your right stick and you can actually add more players or sub more players in different packages. So you can actually have a D-line sub, a D-line swap, a LB swap, cornerback swap, and each formation will have different types of packages that you can insert. So again, you can have 4 defensive ends. You can have a safety linebacker swap. So just be aware in certain situations, if you want to bring an extra safety or extra defensive end, some of these packages have a default where you can actually do that. Now, while we're on that right stick here, if you click that right stick, then you're going to get into what's called coaching adjustments. Now with coaching adjustments, I don't believe that you should go in and just set everything like a YouTuber tells you to say. I don't believe you should go in and set your flats at 25. I believe you have to evaluate what the offense is doing before you adjust it, because some people don't run corner routes every game. Some people don't run drags every game. Some people don't run floods or combo routes. So you just have to be able to adjust to what your opponent is doing. How we're going to do that is really, really simple. So again, on auto flip defensive play call, you do want to set this at off, because if you put this to on, what's going to happen is the CPU is going to take over and it's going to flip your formation. And now if you set up a blitz and you think it's coming from the left side, well, it may come from the right side and mess up all your adjustments. So I like to keep this off so my adjustments stay consistent. Cornerback matchups, I like to put this at speed because again, speed kills. So I do like to have the fastest corners with the fastest receivers. Defensive motion response, by default, what happens is if someone does an auto motion or any type of motion, it's going to throw your defense off a whack. And with college football adding 2,800 new plays, a lot of them are auto motion. So I like to turn this to disable so I do not have my defense realigned. Then you have option read key, and I like to put this on conservative. I want my defensive AI to focus on the quarterback, and we can actually stop the running back. So when I say that, there are abilities in this game, one ability called Inside Disruptor. If you know your defensive tackle has that, then again, you could actually use this to focus on the QB. Option pitch key, I like to put this on conservative, have it focus on the QB. RPO read key, I like to have this focus on the QB. RPO pass key, I like to have this focus on the pass, because you do not want to have this focus on the run because your defenders will not react to the pass. So make sure you have all 3 of these on conservative if you're focusing on the quarterback. Now, if someone is killing you with the running back, you can make those adjustments, but off rip, a lot of times putting these like this will just give you a much better chance of being able to defend options and RPOs. Also, strip and tackling, I leave that unbalanced. Now, zone drops, I believe you should leave it at default. Some people will tell you to do this, put it at 25 to stop corner routes, but as you're going to see in this video, you don't have to do that. I'm going to show you how to stop corner routes without having to do all these specific depth and zone drops. And the way I'm going to show you is going to get you more interceptions, because the way these cornerbacks will react will literally fool your defender into throwing a lot of picks. So I get a lot of interceptions every time I play, simply because they're having a hard time reading what my quarterback is doing. Now, zone drops, curl flats, people say, hey, put those at 5, put those at 5. I say leave them at default. You just want to see what your defense is doing, and then you want to set up your defense. As far as the drops and curl flats and your drops and your zone drops and hooks, I would say you can adjust these based on if a person is running like drag routes. So again, you may want them to follow drag routes. And if you got your zone drops at 25, then you need something to cover the flats. So most people will do the curl flats at 5 and do this at 5 to cover the flats. But the only thing about it is you're having those curl flats spread out too thin, which leaves a seam. And in this game, it's very hard to lurk this year because there's no eyes, no picks. So you're going to have to make the defense adjust a little bit, and you're going to have to realistically play an area. As you've seen, it's very hard to get picks this year than it was last year, and it's very hard to lurk. But you can lurk, but you need to make sure you have backup when you do it. Now, as far as the safety depths, these are self-explanatory. You can either have them go deep, 25 yards off the ball, prevent 32 yards off the ball, tight 5 yards off the ball, or off the line, or default. So I would say adjust these accordingly. If your opponent is running a lot, I would have it close or tight because your safety can help out with the run. And if they're passing really deep, trying to beat you down the seams or trying to chuck up a ball, again, you want to have these at prevent or deep. Now, as far as safety width, these are going to affect the seams of your defense. A lot of times people will attack the seams with streaks or tight ends, and this will literally help you to determine the width. So again, you can spread them to stop the passes from the sideline with your safeties, or you can actually go super wide to have them even go wider and almost stop like deep corner routes. Then you can actually pinch them to prevent you getting beat in the seams. Also, you have safety midpoint. So this literally will have their midpoint end at a specific place. So again, you can have them aligned to the left of the hash where their endpoint will end at the left of the hash. Then you can have it go to the right, strong, weak, field, which will have them go to the field hash, or boundary hash. So again, you can adjust these accordingly. So now that you have those adjustments on your coaching part, there's one other adjustment. So if you look at this, you'll see where it says hold for stunts. So here's what you literally could do with your line. If I press A, Y, or X, you're going to see a stunt key come up again, because it's going to be coming up on the specific play. You got what's called a left exit man, a left exit 2-man, a left text 2-man, and you're going to see that they will have certain line stunts to get in. If you have a good defensive line, a lot of times these stunts will cause pressure on its own without you having to do anything additional. I've actually seen instant sacks with this in some cases based on the line adjustment. So this now becomes a game of 3D chess. You'll see that he is literally stunning around. Looks like he got messed up, but he is actually overlapping and trying to come across. Just didn't work out. So again, but a lot of times you'll have them cross each other, which is a good, unique way to apply pressure in a 4-man rush. If you pressed Y on this, that's your quick adjustments. That will give you access to give your cornerbacks individual assignments. So for instance, what I mean by that is if I select X, then my cornerback is going to have a couple of options. I can actually have an outside third, a hard flat, a cloud flat, or soft squat. I can have man coverage, outside quarter, deep half, or blitz. So what that looks like is if I choose to have a deep half, I'm going to go on the right stick and select deep half. As you see, he has a deep half. Now, if I go back again and make his adjustments, I can actually have him go what's called an outside quarter. And now he has an outside quarter. They kind of look the same, but they're just deep zones, and it just shows its endpoint. So you can actually call individual assignments for safeties as well. And then even if I wanted to actually have an individual assignment on a receiver, I can do that. So I'm going to call the icon of the receiver I want the assignment on, and then I can have my safety just go press. As you see, press there. And again, I have him in a zone still, or I can have my safety individually go and shade to the right. So let me just let this play cancel, and I'll go back into man. And I had him in a zone that time, but if I go and go back into adjustments and go individual, which is A, I can actually have him again press. And then I can have him shade to the shade right or shade left. If he shades right, you'll see him right. If he shades left, you can have him go to the left as he moves. So this will kind of let you be able to lock up a route, especially in man, to where they're either running a crossing route or where they're running some type of corner route. Now, the only deadly part about doing this, if the wide receiver has abilities and you're a man, he's going to cook you, especially if they have the takeoff ability or if they have the double dip ability or any type of route ability, you will get cooked in man. If you want to deactivate those abilities, you really want to go into zone. Now, as far as zone, let's talk about this. A lot of people do not know the difference between a hard flat, a soft squat, or a cloud flat. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain what these are so you know. So let's start with hard flat. Hard flat, the objective when you put your defender in a hard flat is to take away the underneath, like slants, screens, and quick outs. He's sitting there like, I dare you to throw it short. But the risk is he bails early if you're facing a corner route or a deep out. So I'm going to go to a hard flat, show you what it looks like. So that's a hard flat, you can see it. And then we're just going to have the quarterback hike the ball, and you can see how it plays. It literally just plays the hard flats. That's pretty much what it does. So it's going to stay, it's going to play the hard flat. And again, that's great for if you have people going to going to something like a crosser that goes a little bit too far across the field. It does that. So now I'm going to quick adjust, and I'm going to go to what's called a cloud flat. So what is a cloud flat? Well, as you see, I'm in a cloud flat right here. A cloud flat literally is a hybrid of a hard flat. What he'll do is he'll play a little deeper than a hard flat, but he also watches that corner route first, and he only comes down if nobody is going deep. This is perfect when you're facing a QB that loves to sideline cheese, or you can use this to bait picks, or when you're expecting a 10 to 15 yard out route. But if they throw a screen underneath, well, the cloud flat could get killed. So let me just kind of show you how it behaves. Again, it will take away the corner routes too. You see how the cloud flat performs? So let me just kind of show you this. So this is why you really don't need, the zone adjustments too much. I think that's more of a Madden type of mentality. But you can adjust with cloud flats. Now, if you look at the behavior of this, I want you to tell me. Right, all the YouTubers are saying, oh, you have to set your flats or whatever. No, just put them in what's called a cloud flat, and look what he does. He's retreating to the corner to stop corner routes. That's what he's doing, right? So again, he is kind of following this guy to stop a corner route. He's already playing the corner route. So again, you could do the cloud flats if you want to, but if you're looking at this behavior, what is he doing? He is literally retreating to the corner, waiting on you to throw the corner route. And again, remember, this year is no eyes, no picks. He is looking at the quarterback. And again, in this game of 2026 college football, you have to have your head turned to make a pick. So if I know it's going to be a corner route, I got him in a cloud flat, just waiting for the corner. So that is literally how a cloud flat plays. So next, we're going to show you what's called a soft squat. Now, the soft squat is the most versatile. It's like literally a combination of the flat and the cloud flat. And he's going to watch the wide receiver like what you're about to do. And if that wide receiver goes deep, he follows. If that wide receiver stops or breaks short, then he follows that as well. Again, if he does go on a crossing route, he'll jump it. Now, the only drawback of using a soft squat is if you have two routes that are in the same area, then it will get confused. But that's the only weakness. So if I go to what's called a soft squat, he's going to almost play him like a hybrid man. So let's just hike this ball and see. So he's kind of playing him like a hybrid man. As you see, you'll see his behavior. He will play him and pass him off to the next defender. So this is still a flat, and people will throw interceptions to it, but this is a cloud flat. Look at how he plays his man. He's in a cloud flat, and he's just waiting. He's waiting, and he sees that, hey, there's a defender right here in the middle of the field. I'm going to pass him off, and I'm going to come down and guard the next thing. And by the time he does that, your quarterback will probably sustain a sack. So again, your hard flats, your cloud flats, and your soft squats are very, very crucial to you knowing what they do when you set them up in your defense. And again, you can make any defense like this. As you see, I'm in a full man, and I can go through and I can just put him in what's called a soft squat. And again, one of my favorites is a soft squat. You're going to get a lot of picks in a soft squat because it is literally very, very hard for the quarterback or anyone you're playing to know what's going on. So again, if I know this is going to the inside, I got my soft squat, and he has to hold the ball, boom. So as you saw, that's a man-to-man defense, but he is playing almost like a man. So every once in a while, I will cloud flat a lot. I will soft squat a lot. I love doing the soft squats because, again, I've had my corner, and this is where awareness kicks in. If your cornerbacks have very high awareness and it kicks in, then they'll guard one receiver and they'll switch over and guard the next. So one thing I love about this is absolutely amazing. Now, as far as the quarterback contain, if I hit RB, which I did here, you'll see where it says QB contain. So it's RB, LB. And then you can actually have the contains right here. As you see, they are doing their contain jobs, and that's going to keep quarterbacks from rolling out on you. I like to spread this as well. And if that quarterback rolls out, then we got the edges covered. So it's good for that. Now, sometimes you don't want to contain every play because sometimes you want your defenders to beat on the inside or win on the inside. But again, that's what the contain does there. Now, another thing that I need to show you, which is probably the final thing I want to show you just in defensive setups, is a lot of times you can actually put an individual in a zone. I'm going to put him in zone here. Let me put him in zone. And I want to put him in an outside third. Now, here's a cool thing. If I go and hit Y again, if I quick adjust again, then I hit LB, I can actually do what's called a custom zone. I can make the zone shorter, or I can make it as deep as I want. So this is to counter the stem route. So you can actually do what's called a stem zone. I can do it in a blue. I can also stem. I'll show you this real quick. I can also stem my soft squat. So do I need to really use the 25 pre-zone method? I can do this in game. So literally, I can literally drop him back in game. So for me, I am not going to use the coaching adjustments to set my zones. I'm going to do it on field, because what happens is if someone no huddles you, then you can't get back to the play call screen and you're stuck in that stupid 25-yard flat that you put out there. And now you don't need to, because now you got your soft squats, your hard flats, and your cloud flats, and then you can actually adjust them on the fly. So I can adjust this 25 yards. Let's have them hike this and see, I can adjust this 25 yards and have them go back as deep as I need to. So that's the cool thing about the zone stems. Again, the coaching is if you know it's going to stay that way, but I don't like doing it in the coaching screen because I'm stuck in it for the next play and the next play. I would rather do that when I'm in game and adjust it. And this way I'm able to, get the result that I want. Got a good fumble here. And so the cool thing about this is you can adjust these on, if you want to get to your linebackers, double press the D-pad and you'll pull up your linebackers. And if I want to put them in the zone as well, I can put my linebackers in hook curls, curl flats, or mid reads. So let's go curl flat. As you see, he's in a curl flat. And then here's a cool thing. Go to my linebacker and I can stem that curl flat up as far as I want. Look at this. I can literally take away anything on the field, or I can actually go as flat as I want with this and have him come down. So with these zone stems, literally that linebacker has more dynamic coverage because of this. And so this is a curl flat going in and out. Let's go in again with the linebackers. And I wanted to give him a curl flat too as well. And so again, let me give him a deep half. So again, you can actually, put these things how you want. We're going to see how they play. And he literally retreats to a corner route. So even though the TPU threw somewhere else, could a linebacker cover a corner route? Could you do what's called a different style of double Mabel? You actually can. You've heard that before, but here's your double Mabel. I can run one hell of a double Mabel now, because I can have him retreat straight to a slant, retreat straight to, post route, just literally retreat. And if this ball was, coming out, he's right in position to get an interception. And one thing I love about this is that these zones, remember, no eyes, no pick, he is looking at the quarterback and he is able to make these adjustments. So these are some things you can actually do in game to actually make adjustments. It doesn't cover everything, but it does cover enough for you to actually know exactly what these zones do and how they play. And if you quick adjust again, go to the D line, you can even put your defensive linemen in zones. and you can actually adjust their zones. Look at what I can do with a defensive lineman. I can have this dude drop all the way back to the freaking end zone. So this zone adjust is a counter stem routes. And so now that you have this as a new dynamic in the game, look how far the defensive lineman goes back. Never in a football game, never in any type of digital football game. I've been playing digital football games for over 30 plus years. Have you seen, well, let me do it again. Have you seen a defensive lineman drop that far back? So if I want to have them drop far back, and how I would use this is I'll go here in a hard flat. I'll stem him all the way back. And then, you know, if I want to, I can actually have this cornerback blitz. And so let him hike this ball and watch the defensive lineman. He's going all the way back. Look at the defensive lineman playing him. So I can really do something dynamic. If you look at that, I literally just blitz it. And this is not, I mean, this is just an example of what you could do. But if you look at this area right here, the cornerback blitz, and watch this defensive lineman get back and nearly play this route perfectly. So you can literally stop anything. Look at the defense. That's the defensive lineman literally just on that route, making a stop while I blitz a corner. So you can actually have a combination of different things here. It just really depends on how exotic you want to make your defense. But with these settings, you literally should be able to stop pretty much anything that comes your way. And then as far as the options, if you press the RB on this, you'll see where you have, you know, option QB, option, RB. So if you didn't set those, you can actually do those here. So let me just go back to the play call screen. And again, this is an extensive defensive tutorial, and hopefully you guys are learning something. But if I go back here and I say, well, let me disable my options, the balance, and I call a defense, let me just kind of call it option play, if they have any. If I hold this down and you forget to do it in play call screen, you see where you can actually do it here. You can actually tell it to route commit. You can actually tell it to guess a play, run left. So again, route commit is another thing you can do with your cornerbacks where they can actually commit to the inside or outside. But on the option part, I can say option QB, option running back. If I want him to focus on a QB, I press A, and I can actually make those adjustments in game. So if you forget to do it on a play call screen, you can do it in game. And as you see, he actually did what I asked him to do. He went in and he just stayed there and waited. So he's watching the quarterback. So again, if you're on the options and you're getting beat, you want your defender to sit there and wait. You want your defender to be able to make a play on the ball because that confuses the quarterback. So he's waiting for what the quarterback's going to do, and then he's going to react. So if you're getting beat by option plays, I wish I loaded option play in here. All you have to do basically is tell it what to do, whether you want to focus on the quarterback, and it will come into like this little contain here, and the guy is literally waiting for the quarterback. He's not just reacting, he is waiting. He says, okay, that's a pass. Let me go after the quarterback. And he does that as well too. So again, you can make those adjustments in game by just hitting RB. And if you wanted to pay attention to the quarterback, press A, the running back, press X. And I'm going to show you how he reacts to the running back. So everything is literally focused on the running back. So again, same reaction a little bit, but he's just sealing the edge. Sealing the edge, but look at his angle. It's more aggressive on the inside to look at the running back. So again, his angle is still going in, but he is going deeper in to look at the running back versus the quarterback. And so again, that's how you can make those adjustments in game. So folks, that's pretty much like a few things that you don't know or may not know. Hopefully this video helps you. It's not everything, but it is enough to give you a better understanding of literally how to adjust your defense in game, how to call your defense in game, and how to be able to stop some of the things that people are doing on the fly. And it's literally, like I said, 3D chess. So if you forget to call something in the play screen, it's not the end of the world. You can still call it in game. You just have to train your hands fast enough. So this video was helpful for you on kind of making defensive adjustments. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the like button. I will be sharing some of my dynasty play here. If you're in dynasty and you want to know how to build a dynasty, I will be sharing that as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.